Hello and welcome to the ISP F1 Visa Navigator. I am Cynthia Moses, and in today's episode we are tackling a critical topic, that is non-traditional students and the F1 visa. Now, if you're an older applicant, a career switcher, pursuing a second degree, have big gaps in your studies, or even planning to bring your family with you, none of these things disqualify you, but they do raise questions, and that means that your job at the interview is to prove two things. One, that you're a genuine student, and two, that you plan to return home after your studies. And today we are going to break down a few categories of the non-traditional students and discuss how each can frame their story in the interview. So let us begin by understanding who exactly is a non-traditional student. Traditionally, F1 applicants are recent high school graduates going to college or bachelor's graduates immediately entering a master's program. It is a smooth and broken academic track. A non-traditional student, on the other hand, is someone whose academic journey hasn't followed that straight, uninterrupted path. Maybe you've had a gap between your undergraduate studies and now, or maybe you're returning to school after several years of work experience. Perhaps you're even switching careers entirely or going for a second bachelor's or master's degree. Whatever the case, your story doesn't fit the standard mold, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. Now, while your path may not be linear, the key is to make sure that your story makes sense and that you know how to sell it effectively. So let us begin with the first category of the non-traditional students, that is the second degree seekers. If you're pursuing a second bachelor's or master's degree, this is increasingly common, but it can raise questions in a visa interview. The challenge here is that the officer might wonder, why do you need another degree when you already have one? They may suspect that you're prolonging your studies as a way to stay in the US longer, or worry that your first degree wasn't put to use. It is therefore up to you to explain the academic and career logic behind this choice and reassure them that this second degree is part of a purposeful plan, not just an aimless detour. So how do you convince them that this second degree is justified? Consider these strategies. First, you can define the added value. Clearly explain why this second degree is critical to your career path. For example, highlight how it complements your first degree or fills a gap in your skill set. You can say something like, my first degree is in computer science and now I'm pursuing a second degree in business analytics because combining technical skills with business strategy will let me lead large IT projects back home. This shows that the degrees aren't redundant, but rather work together to advance your goals. You can also connect to a career back home. Emphasize that your professional plan in your home country requires both degrees. Maybe your home country's industry has evolved, and an additional qualification will make you more competitive. You can say, in Kenya, for example, I have been working in engineering, but companies now seek managers with international training, and this second master's in engineering management from the US will help me become a department lead at my firm when I return. By outlining a specific role or opportunity back home, you demonstrate that your education is a means to an end in your own home country. Next, you can highlight your financial and personal commitments. If you have personal or financial reasons driving this decision, mention them. Perhaps a family business expects you to take on a bigger role after gaining new expertise, or maybe you've invested a lot in your education and you need this specialization to maximize that investment in your home market. Show that you've thought this through. For instance, if an employer or family member is sponsoring you, that's a strong tie. The officer should get the sense that you're not just collecting degrees for fun, but you have a serious home-oriented motive. Next is to show a well-planned decision. Demonstrate that this is not a spur-of-the-moment idea. Briefly share that you've researched your programs, considered local options, and concluded that this US degree is the best fit for your goals. This could sound something like, I explored programs back home, but none offer the specialized curriculum that the US program does, especially in cutting-edge research, and I plan to bring that knowledge back to improve our local practices. This assures the officer that you're a focused student with a plan, not someone that is drifting into a second degree without purpose. By addressing these points, you paint a picture of a determined second degree seeker who knows exactly why this additional degree matters. You are showing the consular officer that your academic journey is logical and driven by a clear outcome in your home country. Then now let's talk about the career switchers. Those of you who have been working in one field and now plan to study something in a different field. This is a bold move, and visa officers will naturally be curious and perhaps even cautious about your intentions. The challenge is that they might think, You've been an established professional. Why suddenly do you want to go back to school? And why in this new field that is possibly unrelated to what you've done before? They may suspect that you're using studies as a pretext to move to the US because your current career isn't doing so well, or wonder if you really return to a new passion back home. Your job at this point is to prove that this switch is genuine, well-planned, and rooted in opportunities in your home country. If you are changing careers, make sure to frame your narrative thoughtfully. Now let's address the older applicants. If you're in your 30s, 40s, or beyond and heading back to school, congratulations on pursuing further education. Your situation is unique and admirable, but it does come with extra scrutiny. The visa officer might be thinking, most people your age are already settled in a job or family life. Why are you going for a degree now? They might worry that you're using your student status to facilitate migration, or question if you'll be able to return to an academic life after years away. Your mission is to show that you are absolutely a genuine student, that this academic step makes sense in your life story, and that your ties to home are stronger than ever. Now, if you're a mature student, use your experience as a strength in your story. You can emphasize professional growth, making it clear that this degree is the key to unlocking the next level of your career at home. You can also underscore your stability and ties. One advantage of being older is that you likely have already established your ties. Maybe you own a home, have a long-term job offer, or a business in your name. Family obligations, for example, could also be another thing. Discuss them and briefly weave those into your answers. Show your commitment to your education. As an older student, convey that you are fully prepared and motivated for this academic challenge. You might say something like, returning to school at this age is a serious decision for me. I've saved for it and I have planned carefully. I am excited to learn and contribute my industry experience to classroom discussions. In sum, as an older applicant, you want the officer to think, this person knows exactly what they are doing and has every reason to come back and benefit from this investment. Your maturity can actually work in your favor if it comes across as stability, foresight, and deep ties to home. Lastly, let's discuss the F1 visa applicants who have dependents or families. And this includes those who are married, have children, or others who rely on them. You might either be planning to bring your family on dependent F2 visas or leave them at home while studying. Either scenario can raise a red flag for the consular officer. They'll think about questions like, if the whole family goes, are they planning to actually immigrate? If the family stays, will the student return to them? There is also the matter of finances. Supporting a family while studying is a big responsibility. The challenge here is to convince the officer that your family situation is well managed and that your ultimate goal is to use your education to benefit your family back home, not relocate them indefinitely to the United States. If you have a spouse, children, or other dependents, plan to address this openly in your interview. Now, we've covered a lot of ground for the non-traditional students, that is the second degree seekers, career switchers, older students, and even those with family. While each of these situations has its own challenges, and these are not the only types of non-traditional students, they all share a common solution. That is to present a strong, home-tied story that proves that you're a legitimate student with a clear purpose. As a non-traditional student, you have to be even more strategic in how you present yourself. But here is the good news. If you follow the advice that we have outlined, you will not only address the consular officer's concerns, you will also stand out as a mature, determined, and goal-oriented candidate, and that is a great impression to leave. Here are some key takeaways for you to remember. Always tie your education plans to your home country, whether it's a job, a family, or a personal mission. Be ready to explain why now for whatever makes you a non-traditional student, and show evidence of forethought and stability by demonstrating that you have carefully planned your finances, support, and clear outcomes. Stay confident and be honest. Do not be apologetic about your story. Instead, speak with the confidence of someone who knows what they want and who they are. Consular officers appreciate straightforward and sincere answers. You are not the typical student, and that is fine. You bring something unique to the table, and with a strong narrative, you can turn that uniqueness into your advantage. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the ISP F1 Visa Navigator. We hope that these insights will help you craft your own powerful story for the visa interview. And if you're serious about giving yourself the best shot at success, then join the International Scholars Program today. All you need is a bachelor's degree with at least a 2.8 GPA out of 4. And if you're from Uganda, that is a 3.8 out of 5. High school performance does not matter here with us. Visit our website at www.internationalscholarsprogram.com and download our handbook. Facebook. And don't forget to follow us on our socials. We are on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, X, and Instagram, all at International Scholars Program. We will see you in the next episode where we continue to break down the visa process one step at a time.